Brad's sales went in this particular product from 5 per month to 8 per week. So a huge increase in sales for that particular product. So it's a very, very good question. And I've got a shit answer for you, Brad. So PPC is actually pretty easy to tell. Of course, I'm assuming you're not doing Amazon PPC, and this is some other PPC, because obviously Amazon PPC, you get told. But let's assume it's Google PPC. PPC is actually pretty easy to tell because you can see on your Google platform that you've got an increase in search volume for a particular search term and a corresponding increase in click-through rate of your ads. So you can kind of tell and extrapolate out increased search volume, increase click-through rate on my ads, increase in sales for my product. Well, that all seems at least like there ought to be some correlation between those three events happening, okay? So there's a good argument for cause and effect relationship, I think, between those things. SEO, very difficult to figure that shit out because you don't get that data from Amazon. So the only way, and this is the shit answer for you, the only way that you can kind of get a sense of that is to look at your unit session percentage. Now, I'm going to take you back, and indeed, anybody that's in my inner circle, I'm going to take you guys back to what we know about unit session percentages. Now, if I'm making sweet diddly squat sense to you, let me just show you what that means. So a unit session percentage is the number of people who arrive at this page, product details page, and then add to cart and check out. It's what we would really think of as the page conversion rate, the number of people who arrive on a page versus buy the product and check out, okay? Typically, that hovers between 10 and 20%, depend, between 10 and 20%, okay? However, one thing we do know is that there is a difference between unit session percentage for PPC and unit session percentage for SEO. So unit session percentage for PPC is actually significantly lower than the unit session percentage for SEO. Like it's typically, I think, 15% for SEO and 10% for PPC. I think it was like 9.7%, something like that for PPC. So, Brad, you ought to therefore be able to use that information, that data, to at least give you a shithouse sense of what's happening with regards to the other things you're doing on your listing in lieu of getting actual data from Amazon. That ought to be at least a way that you can get a sense of what's happening with your listing and where that extra sales are coming from, whether or not it's a fluke based on extra work you're doing or if it's just stuff what's happening from COVID and things like that. Hope that makes sense. It's a pretty good question though, and you have to think very laterally to solve that because Amazon does a piss poor job of giving us that data. But if you remember, January and February inner circles, I did that whole thing on Amazon SEO for us, and we broke all that down as far as unit session percentage for PPC, unit session percentage for SEO, and other things as well. And I think you can use that as the framework to kind of at least get a sense of what the data's telling you, mate. Very, very good question though. I like that. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.